Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are having a great week. We are at the home stretch. My persuasive speech is going to be around a very hot topic, and it's being debated politically and may be debated amongst you, your friends, your coworkers, and your family. And it's regarding whether or not to send our children back to school physically amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. So there's been news globally and nationally circling around this topic. So NBC News recently reports that at the beginning of the school year, which has started for some states already, it's starting to coincide with new data that is showing a rise in cases of COVID-19 in young adults and in children. So parents are in arms and they are raising the concern. And you have some parents that are saying, absolutely not, do not send my child back, because they're worried about their child getting COVID-19. They're also concerned that the children don't have the discipline to social distance. And there are concerns that they don't have the discipline to properly wear their mask when it's warranted, as well as bringing COVID-19 back home to the household. Those are all valid concerns. You also have your parent group who's saying, yes, absolutely send my children back, because I do not have the capabilities to make sure that they are learning properly virtually. I'm at work. Some people are physically going back to work. They can't watch their students at home. So they don't know if their child is logging in at the proper time, if they're even paying attention during virtual learning, if they're following through with the curriculum. They're not there physically. And you have the parents that are working from home that don't have the capabilities to teach and work at the same time because they have to focus on their work. You have those parents, they are concerned that they just do not have the skills and knowledge set to be able to be a teacher to their child. And those are all good and valid concerns. My take, and I am going to give you a little something to help you think about it. My take on the children returning is that I absolutely feel that they should physically be able to go back to school. The first reason is that children don't just go to school to learn academics, math, social studies, science. They also learn social and emotional skills. And being away from other children for such a long period of time, they may start to develop a more isolation type skill and not be able to be around other people and be social. They also may develop knowledge gaps because of the concerns that some of the parents that says send them back to school for. They don't get the correct teaching, right? Because some of these parents lack the skill to teach their child or don't have the capabilities to. If I'm physically not here and I'm at work, how can I tell that my child is actually learning virtually? I don't know. I can call them, I could try to check in, but I'm working as well. So I think they should go back to avoid knowledge gap and to avoid losing social skills. And the safety concerns, there are measurements that we can take to address those concerns for those parents. Just like the same measurements that we take with adults. For example, when you go to Wegmans, you see that there is social distancing labels on the floor that maps out the distance between you and another customer when you're standing in line to cash out. They also announce it over the loudspeaker as a reminder to maintain social distance between yourself, customers, and the staff. When you go into the store, there's hand sanitizer and there's wipes available for you to wipe down your cart and for you to sanitize your hand. Also for when you leave out the store. So we can do the same thing for the students. Announce it over the loudspeaker so that they can get it in their minds to constantly wash their hands. Hand sanitizer in the hallways, by the bathrooms, in the classrooms. Clorox wipes. Teach them how to continuously wipe down surfaces. Clean after every class. We can absolutely take the same measures to maintain safety. So what about the concern with the mask and the discipline of social distance? You can separate the desk and space them out. They do the same thing in restaurants, right? So if you've ever been to a restaurant recently, you'll see that every table is not open. They have them separated, and they have some tables not available so that you are social distanced from other customers that are eating in the restaurants. You can absolutely do that in the classroom. And here's where my hybrid class comes into play. Because you can have where a certain amount of students go on one day and then a certain amount of students go on another day. For example, a capacity of only a ratio of maybe, let's just say 6-1. So then that way the teacher can keep a proper eye out on the students, making sure they're keeping their masks on, maintaining the social distance, and following the rules. If we keep the children at home, they will not learn these things. And then it'll be even harder once we decide that we want to put them back in school full time, if we still have to maintain those safety measures. So I think that getting them in the process and into the formalities and the norms of safe practicing of social distancing, washing their hands, and just safety measures regarding COVID-19 all around will be best for them to learn right now, along with learning other things that they need to know. And the one big thing about the cases, the rise in cases. So this is a point that I want to make because I know a lot of people, this is one of the major concerns and the major debates that has been going on. But sorry to tell some of you, the CDC says that children do not appear to be at a higher risk for COVID-19 than adults. And we can see that in the amount of cases that have been reported by the American Academy of Pediatric and Children Hospital Association. So they report that in the United States, there is only 9% of the population that are, and it's children, they represent 9% of the population that is with COVID-19 cases. So 9%, that's not a lot. But what does that percentage tell us? So out of 5.5 million cases in the United States, only about 496,000 of them were children. So that's not a lot. That's not a lot. I know 496,000 is a big number, but out of 5.5 million, that's not a lot of cases. And if you think about it, there's probably more cases, but the children have not all been tested. Your child can be COVID-19 positive right now in your household and you not even know it because you haven't had them tested. So, I just want to do a little myth buster there because I feel like that concern is huge amongst parents. And to just further kind of address that, the National Biology Association reports, Biological for Technology Association reports that children have a strong immune response due to trained immunity from them getting vaccinations and also frequent viral infections because they get colds and flus more often versus adults who have a suppressive adaptive immune system and an innate overreactive immunity, which is not seen in children. So children have a stronger immune system than we do. And maybe them going back could possibly help them develop an immunity to it overall. So these are things to think about. And I'm so excited to see what your responses are. What do you guys think? Did I change your mind about now sending the children back? I want to add this last caveat because this happened before I could even make this video. So the news came out that my children's district, which is the Buffalo Public School District, will be virtually returning back to school. So they will not physically be going. They made the decision to start the school year off virtually. And that's because they did not have enough time to develop a contingency plan. And it would have been too much of a delay for the students to start back if they would have waited for that. So just think about some of those things. Also think about, we don't know when a cure is going to be developed. We don't know how long that is. So if we think about keeping the children at home with virtual learning for that long, we don't know. And that prolongs the issues that could arise from complete virtual learning. So thank you very much, everyone. And hopefully you guys continue to have a great week. Have a good day.